need motivation and inspiration to get you off the couch and boss up? We've got you covered. Welcome to the Build or Destroy podcast. Self-improvement, education, business, relationships, financial literacy, investing, and doing for self. Let's do this. Here's your host, Anthony Barber Jr., aka The Builder.
What's up, people? It's your boy, The Builder, back with another episode of the Build or Destroy podcast. And in this week's episode, man, we're going to get into Biden's executive order for crypto regulation. We're going to talk about CBDCs a little bit more, expound on that, and the cashless society. And we might touch on a few other little tidbits that kind of, intertwine, in that little mix. So let's get it. Now, I know a lot of people feel kind of skeptical and sketchy about what the prez just put out, probably about, it was last week, I think. Yeah, last Wednesday. And it's crazy, man. It's an executive order. I mean, it's not like a hard-nosed line in the sand, but it kind of really is, because it's like a big warning shot, not to regular people, but to the people that have power, influence, and, the policymakers, the people that, the lobbyists, the people with the big bankrolls, and, the people that really make shit move and shake. It's mainly for them. It's not really for the underprivileged or the people that are like crypto illiterate or, things of that nature. It's not really for those people. It's mainly for, him laying the groundwork or like I said, firing off a warning shot, letting all the big cats know, all right, hey, this is what we want to do. This is what I'm thinking. This is what the government is planning. And, so get, if your companies aren't falling in line with what we want, which is basically total control, which is what I said in my last episode 5, the end game in all of this is totally, for the government to have 100% control over everybody, like on some new slave type shit. Like, that's why they keep pushing the whole racism argument, the whole, the racism thing, the sexism thing, the gender arguments. Like, that shit is all like smoke to like, distract everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, feels over reals. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can keep you in your feelings, then you will never ever think logically about anything. If I keep you in your feelings all the time. If I keep you mad at something else outside of yourself, and I keep you so mentally beat down and so mentally exhausted that you never have time to really collect your thoughts and peep what I'm doing, then you're gonna just chalk it up. It's just like, oh, that's just what the government does. You're not really gonna scrutinize or look at me with a kind of a calculated, eye, like you should. You're gonna just mull over it and then go right back to your typical bullshit, which is, hating the people that I tell you to hate, discriminate against the people that I tell you to discriminate, be fearful of the other people that I told you to be fearful of, and so on and so forth, and do that perpetual crazy cycle until you basically grow old and die, or die early from stress or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that's kind of like what this whole thing is, right? Not one point in that executive order it said anything about decentralization. Like, it's basically a muzzle. He's putting a muzzle on all the so-called Wild West activity, which it really isn't Wild West. I mean, like I said, man, Jerome Powell made it really clear in an interview that he did with 60 Minutes. You know what I'm saying? Where he said, the government pretty much can create money, digitally. Like they can literally create it, out of thin air, digitally. So, like, this is nothing new. Like I said, if you use a debit card, or if you ever use a credit card, or you ever bought anything online, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. You've been a part of the digital makeup, the digital economy for quite some time. Whether you want to admit it or not, like, you've been a part of it. You've been participating in it. You've been conditioned for it. So once they say, the dollar is officially broken, which they're not going to say that, because for one, they don't want to cause mass panic in the street. They don't want people quitting their jobs. They can't afford to have millions of people like outside and angry at the same time. Like, it's cool to have a small group of people or a certain amount of people in each state that have civil unrest or something like that. But the government can't afford to have every last one of its citizens like looking at the government with murderous intent, feeling betrayed at the same fucking time. You know what I'm saying? They don't want a French Revolution situation on their hands. So they're going to play nice and keep everybody in the dark and keep doing shit in front of you in plain sight. But since you're so, like I said, you're so mentally exhausted with all the other bullshit they keep you distracted with, that you're not really peeping what they're doing. You're not even, matter of fact, you don't even care, because you don't have the energy to. A lot of times you're just trying to have some type of peace of mind or some type of fun. You're trying to drink some beer or drink some alcohol to forget about how fucked up shit is. You're trying to go have some sex. You're trying to, laugh at a stupid video. You're trying to do anything to like get some type of like positive stimulation, instead of like facing like real reality for what it really is. You know what I'm saying? They'd rather you be distracted with all this shit, smoke some weed and get high and do all this other weird shit, instead of like really focus. They can't afford to have all their citizens like being logical and really asking like critical questions and questioning like what they want to do. They much rather people just go along with the flow. So like I said, they're gonna play nice. They're not going to just make some big, it's not going to be what you think. They're not going to make no big announcement where it's like, oh yeah, the dollar's worthless, and by the way, all the banks are closed and you can't get any money out, and like it's not going to be like that. It's going to be a really gradual rollout. Like I said, it's like a frog in a pot. The frog in the pot analogy pretty much is like I said, you put a frog. If you put a frog in boiling water, he'll just jump out, because a frog can adjust its internal body temperature to its surroundings, right? So if the frog's body temperature is naturally whatever temperature, and then you throw him in a pot of boiling hot water, he's going to immediately jump out, because he knows like he's in danger. The frog knows that oh man, this is dangerous. This is hot ass water. I'm going to die if I stay in here, and it's going to immediately jump out. But if you put the frog in like room temperature water and then just cut the stove on, eventually the water temperature is going to rise, and it's going to rise, and it's going to rise. And the frog, being the frog, is going to like, oh, let me just adjust my body temperature. It's getting kind of warm in here, but that's okay. I know how to adjust my temperature. And the next thing you know, the frog just kind of gets acclimated, right? Like humans, like conditioned to his environment, and before you know it, he's boiling alive and he doesn't even know it. Like, that's how the government treats its citizens, like a frog in a pot. They're not gonna throw everybody in a pot of boiling water. You know what I'm saying? Scalding hot water. They're gonna put us all in one big pot, room temperature, so that everybody is unassuming. And then they're going to gradually turn the heat up and cook everybody. And before you know it, you're going to just see dead bodies floating around. and people fucked up, and people broke, and people robbing people for bread, and regular baby diapers and food and money, and it's gonna be, breaking, a lot of B&Es and carjackings and people getting their gasoline stolen out of their cars, and it's gonna be a lot of fuck shit going on, and it's all by design. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, it's all by design. Because how do you explain, the last 4 years, the government and American society in general was like one way, and this isn't, I'm not propping up no president or anything like that. I'm just saying, but just keep it real. Like, the government and the way society was, as far as like just standard, living situation, was one way, and then fast forward 2 years, and it's literally totally upside down, fucked over. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's getting really kind of spooky. You know what I'm saying? And now they're talking about bringing in, like I said, the CBDC, the central bank digital currency. Why? Because the central banks, a lot of the central banks are being like, not necessarily threatened, but like they're caught in the mix. The banks are kind of like if you want to get a good analogy of how the central banks really operate, like watch Game of Thrones and look at the Iron Bank, like the way the Iron Bank, operated in that show or in that series. Like, they're totally like neutral, right? But everybody has to like come and like beg them for money, beg them for gold, beg them for like aid and support. Because why? Because money, war costs money. Conquest of any kind takes a lot of money and a lot of, lives. It takes a lot of blood. It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of resources to pull off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even go to war without having like proper financial backing, because like you need fuel for all your vehicles. You need food to feed your soldiers, to keep your soldiers like fit and ready to fight. You need plenty of munitions, bombs, bullets, grenades, landmines, drones, whatever your method of attack is. You need to be able to fund that. You need to be able to build, a bunch of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And stockpile stuff. Like, that shit costs money, man. Like, and no matter how much a government necessarily brings in, like, it's nowhere compared to the amount of money that the central banks are already just sitting on in gold and resources and land and shit that they can like really leverage. Like, this is trillions of dollars, trillions that they're just sitting on. Like I said, they fund a lot of this fuckery that's going on, the central banks. So whenever they want to bring in a new system, they got to create chaos, because, like I said, it's like order out of chaos. So like, the government knows that its citizens aren't just going to go with a new system, right? One, because humans are different ages. You have a lot of, elderly here. You have middle-aged humans. You have young humans, and then you have babies. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not like every human being is the same age and has the same logical makeup and is at the same mental state where we all can congregate and just like share the same ideal and move in the same direction at the same time. The government knows this. So like, they have to like create a scenario where they either can ease us into this shit, or they can create a catastrophe or a chaotic situation where we'll willingly jump into it. We'll willingly jump off the cliff because we won't see any type of end in sight. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, for example, gas prices are like through the roof, and they're going to keep going up. Make no mistake about that. Like, if you don't have any fucking money, man, shit gonna get crazy. If you're not bringing in any money, shit's gonna get crazy. If you're not trying to create some type of passive income situation, if you don't have any type of hustle about yourself, shit is gonna get fucking nuts for you. I'm just being real. Like, if you don't have any type of other residuals coming in or something, whether your investments or business or just something extra that you're doing for money, like, shit gonna get real crazy, man. Because like, wages aren't going to go up, and they might even drop. You never know. But like, wages aren't going to go up. Standard of living really isn't going to be going up, man. Like, this shit going to get crazy where they're trying to force people to where, first it's going to be like this. Like, just for example, I'll just use gasoline. Like, gasoline is going to keep going up, right? So even if you got a job, your life is going to be minimized to waking up, getting in your car, driving the exact mileage it takes to get from your house to your job, working your job, and then driving your car back home. And if you need to go get groceries, like, you're gonna like stop and get that shit on the way home, and you know, you're gonna try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, 3 birds with 1 stone. You're not gonna be doing a lot of like excessive driving. Why? Because, you know, fuel is gonna be fucking high. So you're not gonna be able to just take a drive and go somewhere for the sake of it. You're not gonna be able to just waste time trying to find, you know, some type of like something to do and driving around getting lost. Like, you're not gonna be able to do that. Like, you know, you're going to be wearing your navigation out. You know, Google Maps is going to get used a lot, you know what I'm saying? Because people are going to want the least path of resistance because of fuel costs. They're not about to just be blowing money on fuel to go somewhere for the sake of going. Like, so a lot of like travel is going to be cut in half for a lot of people. People not going to be able to take as many vacations and stuff like that, or recreational activity is going to like come to, you know, a big screeching halt. You know, a lot of that. You know, at first people are gonna fight against it. They still gonna go to the baseball game, basketball game, football game and shit. But like, those prices are gonna keep going up too, because, you know, they're gonna blame it on inflation, of course. But all it is free market capitalism. So they're gonna blame the shit, everything on inflation. Food costs gonna go up. So like I said, it's gonna be basically, society's gonna be turned into nothing but just like worker bees or like worker ants. Like, nobody's gonna be having fucking fun, man. You're going to have a bunch of irritable ass people that you're around, a bunch of like mean people, a bunch of people with attitudes, you know what I'm saying, that's just itching for like a confrontation or a fight. You know, keep your head on a swivel, I suggest you keep it cool. You know, if somebody wants to argue, like, walk the fuck away, because there's going to be a lot of people like that are hurting in a more fucked up situation than you. And I don't know who I'm speaking to exactly, but dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can count your blessings. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't realize how good they have it, you know, in relation to like how others don't have it. You know what I'm saying? They always want to focus on the shit that they want, necessarily, not necessarily all the shit that they really have going for themselves, right? So I would suggest, just from a mental health standpoint, just focus on like the good you do have. And like, if you run into people that are just confrontational for no reason, just back the fuck up and just exit stage left, get the hell out of there, because it's gonna be a lot of crazy shit going on with this after this CBDC situation really comes to a head, you know what I'm saying? Soon you're gonna see like businesses and establishments, you're gonna start seeing like Bitcoin accepted here, Litecoin accepted here, Ethereum accepted here. You know what I'm saying? You're going to start seeing those stickers in the window, like right when you're walking into the restaurant. Or it might be on the menu. It might even be on the menu. Or it might be like a little card or something at the dinner table at a restaurant or a movie theater or wherever the hell. You know, it's just, you're going to see it somewhere. You're going to see Bitcoin now accepted. Crypto now accepted here. You know what I'm saying? Like, at a lot of places, food trucks, you know, your favorite ice cream place or whatever the hell, they're going to start accepting crypto, man. Like, if they're smart, they will. You know, eventually everybody's going to, but I'm just saying the ones that are like jumping on, you know, ahead of time, you know, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Cash, they've been trying to kill cash for a while because it's like, it's too easy to hide cash. Like, a lot of people don't understand how easy it is to really hide cash. Like, people talk about how, oh, it's easy to hide crypto. No, it's easy to hide cash. Like, if I got $100,000 in cash, you don't know that I have $100,000. There's no way in hell for you to know that unless you literally like follow me home or follow me to where like I have it like buried or like in a safe or whatever like that. But there's disadvantages to cash because, like I said, it grows moldy. It can deteriorate with time. You know, the rats can eat it, you know, and then you have inflation, which takes away your buying power. You know, something that used to cost $1 might cost $5. So essentially that's more money you got to spend. So even if you have a bunch of money, you're still spending more of that money that you have. So it's only a matter of time before you run out of it. So, but gold for example, doesn't, necessarily lose value like that. It has intrinsic value, has utility. Only downside to gold is it's hard to transport. That's been gold's only like hang up, is that it's hard. I could have $1 million in gold, but that's a lot of fucking weight to be like slinging around and trying to move somewhere without being seen, without somebody else trying to see it and steal it from me and kill me for it or rob me for it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just hard to move around, man. It has to stay in like a fixed location. That's the only thing about gold that kind of like really, like, that's like the only flaw with gold, I would say. Other than that, I mean, it is what it is. It's been around for centuries. It's been used as a currency, for centuries, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? The dollars used to be backed by gold, used to be backed by silver, but you can thank, Roosevelt for that shit. But that's another topic for another day. But like I said, man, once the CBDC thing kicks in and they try to roll out some type of like, I don't know, some government wallet system, because everybody has a cell phone, even like high school kids, right? Even middle school kids, in some places have cell phones. Like, everybody has a smartphone. And that's another priming device. Like, they've been using that shit to prime everybody uses their phone. Like, just go to a park. Like, I was at the park with my kid the other day, right? And like, everybody, like, the dad that showed up with his kid was literally, all he did was like once his kid jumped off the bike and ran towards the playground, his dad whipped out his phone and sat down and started scrolling on his phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit's crazy. Like, his son could have fell off of the thing or hurt himself, or somebody could have snatched him. His dad had his head like buried in his phone. Like, that's how like addictive people are to their phones. I'm guilty of it sometimes, because I do a lot of research on things. But like, it is what it is. But that's another thing. Like, since everybody uses a phone, then it's nothing for the government to say, hey, we have the brand new, government wallet, crypto wallet app that, comes standard. It might even come standard in all phones, after like this year or something, like, or next year, whatever they roll it out, that app is going to be like hardwired into every like smartphone. I guarantee you it's going to be some type of like USA tracker, crypto wallet type software, something in every phone, if it's not already in every phone. But that's going to be put in there so they can try to like pacify you and say, oh yeah, we made it really easy for you guys. You just download this off of irs.gov. It has all your transaction history. That way it makes it easier for you to file taxes, etc., etc. Like, they're gonna make that shit sound so sweet, and people are gonna be like, yeah, people are gonna go for it. They're gonna be like, yeah, this is cool. Like, we got crypto now, and they're gonna try to like they're gonna try to tell everybody how to like set up the wallet, and they're gonna try to make it really dummy proof for a lot of people. And some people still not gonna get it, but they're gonna try to dumb it down and make it really simplistic for like the people that's just not tech savvy, because there's gonna be a lot of people that cannot make this transition in a good way. Like, it's gonna be a lot of people that suffer, that just hit their head, and they just not gonna be able to they're not gonna be able to accept this shit, man. It's gonna be like Neo in the Matrix, like when he threw up, when like Morpheus was like, hey man, I never said, this shit was gonna be easy. I just told you it was gonna be the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people not gonna be able to like accept that shit. They gonna want to throw up, like, what the fuck? Like, I've been using cash my whole life. Like, and like I said, that's a condition. Like, people have been using cash. How you gonna tell somebody that been using cash for like 40, 50 years that all of a sudden they gotta pay for shit with their cell phone? Like, they're just not gonna understand, man. A lot of people just are not going to mentally be able to wrap their mind around that concept. Even if they've been using debit and credit cards this whole time and buying shit off the home shopping network and Amazon and, things of that nature. Like, they're just not going to be able to understand why when I go to this food truck to buy, some tacos, I can't just give this dude $20. Like, cause the dude, he might look at you and be like, sorry, senor, I no dinero. Like we don't accept cash anymore. We only accept, digital dollars or Bitcoin or whatever approved crypto, that's available. Like, sorry, senor, you got to pay with this. And if you don't have that code on your phone, or to scan it, and the UPC code or whatever the fuck, or some type of address, Bitcoin or whatever address to, like, so you can do a swap for whatever the transaction is. Like, if you don't know how to make the transaction, you are not going to be able to get those tacos. Like, you're not going to be able to get that drink. You're not going to be able to get those tacos. You're not going to be able to pump your gas. Like, that shit going to be so wild. It's going to be a gradual ramping up, but it's going to get, like, really hectic for a lot of people that's just not tech savvy and that's not ready for this shit. Like, you're going to literally go inside of an establishment and it's going to say, we only accept credit cards or Apple Pay, or credit cards or Cash App, or credit cards or Venmo, or credit cards or the USA Pay app, or whatever the fuck. Like, it's going to say some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, unapologetic. They're not even going to apologize. They're going to be looking at you like, well, if you don't have any of those means to pay for this, then we'll just go ahead and cancel your order. Like, and you're going to have to walk the fuck up out of there. Like, it's going to be literally cashless. Like, Starbucks is going to, your favorite coffee shop that you sit in line for 45 minutes to get a fucking coffee with peppermint sprinkles in it, or whatever the hell you get. Like, that shit going to be cashless. A lot of the millennials going to be cool with it. A lot of and especially the younger ones, a lot of the Generation Z kids, they're going to be cool with it because, they, like I said, everything's a video game to them. So, like, they cool. They like, oh yeah, crypto, NFTs, yeah. They all over it, you know what I'm saying? So, like, they going to be the main ones in Starbucks. And honestly, they don't really care about your old money. If you're older, they don't care. They want the kids' money, because the kid, that means, look, the way business works is this. Like, I like old customers, because old customers have established income. They have money. They have constant cash flow coming in. So at least they should. Whereas the younger crowd, they're more impulsive with their cash. Like, they might get cash, but then, like, as soon as they hit their hand, it's gone. Like, it's burning a hole in their pocket. Like my grandmother used to say, like, they can't wait to get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they spend a lot more frequently than older adults. Whereas older adults might spend, like, a big chunk of money on something, but they do it, like, incrementally. It's not so sporadic where, like, a young kid is, like, going to Starbucks like almost like 3-4 times a week, during the week, and then they go hang out at Starbucks and meet their friends there to get some latte or whatever before they go to the movies or before they go kick it or whatever. Like, whereas an adult might go there, 4 or 5 times a week, you know what I'm saying, on their way to work or something, or when they get off of work to go get a Starbucks or whatever. But with bills and shit going up like it is, with gas prices going up like it is, the adult crowd, you might start seeing them wane a little bit, where, like, the youngsters might keep it going, because they don't, like I said, they don't have no responsibilities and shit. They just got money to blow, so they're gonna be going with their Bitcoin wallets and whatever, and they're gonna be cashing out on Starbucks, on expensive ass Starbucks at that. That shit gonna jump up crazy. Like, coffee gonna be crazy, because that's an import. Like, we don't have, like, the best coffee here and shit. Like we get our, Starbucks get their shit from, like, South America and Ethiopia and shit like that. They gotta import all those beans, man. So, like, they costs go up, our costs go up. That's just how the nature of the beast. You know what I'm saying? I mean, another thing, like, if you're, like, a non-food or, like, non-restaurant, like, service worker type shit, and you work for tips, like a valet, or like like you work as a housekeeper in a hotel or something like that, or whatever, like, just one of those types of fields where people normally tip you, like, or if you're, like, a person at a hotel that, like, carries people's bags up to their room or some shit, like, there's not gonna be any incentive for people to tip you, because, like, they're not gonna have cash on them anymore. Like everything's gonna be cashless. So like, I'm not saying that like people aren't gonna get digital tips, or like, you whip out your phone and then like they scan you like $10 or whatever in Bitcoin or whatever. But like that shit gonna be cumbersome. Like, it's easy for me to reach in my pocket, pull out a 5, reach in my pocket, pull out a 20, and just give it to you, right? That's like the speed. That speed is like, that's instantaneous. That's not the same as me whipping out my phone, pulling up whatever wallet that I'm using to tip you, putting in the transaction amount, and then you pull out your phone and then you put in you give me your receiving wallet or whatever, your code, and then I hover my phone over your phone to give you, the tip or whatever. One thing that's bad with that is like, you got all these like people that are already naturally skeptical about technology, right? They don't want their phones getting hacked. And you have a lot of savvy hackers out here that steal people information when they, from like bumping their phones together, and they have all these different technology where they can like scan your phone and get all your information, and next thing you know, steal all your crypto. So a lot of people ain't not gonna want to fuck around and give you a tip in some type of digital way, just out of fear of their information getting stolen. So like a lot of people that work off tips gonna be fucked. They, pardon my French, but like it's just not the market isn't going to be there anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like the tip game, unless you at a restaurant where like people are sitting down at a table and they can like take their time and then like try to tip you digitally and shit like that. Like, yeah, but that might work. But like, man, when it comes to like other shit where you getting tipped, nah, it ain't gonna work. It's just not gonna work. That's just another caveat to this shit. Like, please understand, like the events of, the blah blah 19, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that shit wasn't, making people sick, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. I'm not discounting nothing. I'm just saying that whenever a catastrophe comes up, it's an opportunity for governments to do a power grab. Everybody knows this shit, but like nobody really like keeps it 100. Like nobody really keeps it 100, man. Everybody want to act like, well, they would never do that to us. Like, why, bro? Like, you are a useless eater to a lot of people with money and power and influence and military might. Like, the citizens are nothing, man. Like, nothing. Like, we're useless eaters. We're here to just to perform certain tasks and die. Like, that's just what it is. Like, that's how, to them. I'm not saying that that's what I believe. I'm just saying to a lot of people, like, they don't look at humans like they're beautiful creatures, okay? Like, so like I said, like, you just please understand, like, that whole jab situation was just a way for them to usher in, like I said, vaccine passports and digital IDs, via the blockchain. They're going to use blockchain as a weapon against people where people thought, oh, blockchain is going to free us. No, they're going to use it as a weapon, man. They're going to weaponize that shit and use it on the opposite end of the spectrum from what you think it should be used for. It's not going to be used for innovation, only government innovation, not in the private sector. They're going to try to kill the private sector and take it over to where the government's in full control over the private sector, and government essentially runs everything from the shadows, like a puppet master with their hands shoved up everybody's asses. Like, so even if they're not out in front, like, yeah, we own this company, it's going to be subtle undertones letting you know that, the government has, prime influence over this platform or this website or this business or whatever, So like I said, the whole jab situation, they ushered in the vaccine passports under everybody's nose. They ushered in, digital ID, under everybody's nose. And it's going to literally fuck with everybody's freedom, as they, see it right now. Like I said, this is all coming down to total control, totalitarian. I know everything about. They already have everything on you anyway. The NSA, like Facebook. If you ever had a Facebook account, like they pretty much got a really big bulk of your information. Like please understand that. Like, they know you, man. They know who you slept with. They know, they got your text message, all your text message records. They know who you was messing with, who you saw out of town. You like watching porn, the type of porn you like watching, your favorite alcohol, your favorite pizza toppings. They know where you went to high school, middle school, elementary school. They know all your family members. They know who your mama's name, your daddy's name. Like, they know your kids. They know what your kids look like. Why? Because you gave them all that information. You posted everything on Facebook. Like, people use Facebook for years. Like, even though it's considered like trash right now, and it's just full of like bots and bot accounts and a lot of fuckery, but like, they use that device, that platform, as a way to get everybody to willingly give over all of their information. Because vanity is a motherfucker. Like, everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be heard. So social media, unless you're really using it to network, you're basically playing into the devil's hands. Like, the devil, meaning like the people that created it for like evil intentions. Like, social media unchecked is basically an arena for you to try to be seen and heard, and try to perform and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're not trying to give anybody any information or help, or trying to network with anybody, you're just basically participating in the craziness and like setting yourself up later for bullshit. Because they can, with this new social credit system that they want to roll out, they can literally look at a Facebook post that you put up from like 9 years ago, and you'll get denied a job for that shit. You'll get denied a job. You'll get denied a credit loan, a house loan, a mortgage, you know what I'm saying? Like a car loan, a school loan, like anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll deny you an ability to travel based on, they'll deem you a threat or some shit like that, some wild shit, and then you won't be able to like even catch a plane, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll really be like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically, it was not really for public health, like I said, man. It was mainly to usher in these vaccine passports and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, Israel, for example, was the first democratic country to launch digital IDs in February of last year. That went over everybody's head. Like, they were like people didn't even know that. It's just like Israel literally launched digital IDs in February 2021. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people was, when they started to see what was going on, they started being concerned. But by then, it was like, bro, what you gonna do? Like, it's already over with, bro. Like, it's already over with, Crazy. Like, basically, one concern or one of the primary concerns of this whole passport thing is, I mean, the privacy part. You know what I'm saying? If they get this shit rolled out like they want to, like, they'll be able to strip most like 99% of people of the privacy that they're accustomed to, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll go from having your identity to a digital identity. And, like I said, if you know anything about digital, anything, that shit can be corrupted. They can plant shit, they can hack your shit, and they can say that you did something you didn't say. Like, if it's all computerized, that means it can be tampered with. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not like, because a lot of people are gonna go for this shit and be like, oh, it's so convenient and this is great and this is, yeah. But what they failing to realize is, like, bro, this is like super surveillance, like, of everything you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, super surveillance. Like, so, and everybody already been surveyed anyway. They already got facial recognition technology that they use in the airports. Like, don't get it twisted. For every camera you see in the airport, there's like 20 cameras you don't see. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? They've been gathering and harvesting everybody's personal information for years, keeping tabs on everybody. Your cell phone pretty much is like a tethering device. Like, that shit can ping off of a cell phone and within a certain radius, and they know where you was. they can literally track your if you have it with you and you drive from your house to your work, they know like it can track you. It's like it has GPS. It's like you're already being tracked. So I just don't want anybody like flipping out about this shit that I'm saying. Like, you can research everything I'm saying too, by the way. Like, the vaccine passport is a platform so they can, add, central bank digital currencies also. You know what I'm saying? It's, like I said, it's going to be like a wallet type of situation, in my opinion. When it finally rolls out, it's going to be like kind of a one-stop shop wallet, app type situation, digital wallet, everything's going to be like through your phone. You know what I'm saying? So your phone will basically replace your wallet. Because you carry your phone around with you. I know people that have forgot their wallets at home, but they didn't forget their phone. Feel me? Like, a lot of people carry their phone with them everywhere, to the bathroom, to the shower, to work, where they eat at the dinner table, they wash the dishes, they got music playing, the phone's right there, like it's like attached to their hip. So like that's the perfect like metering device to get the shit rolled out, in my opinion. They can use the phones to kind of facilitate this whole shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people just gonna go for it, man. Like right now in Canada, for example, they got the same shit going on with the vaccine passport thing. The truckers, try to do their thing, but all that did was give the government an excuse to like basically rearrange like the financial laws to where they can like literally freeze everybody's accounts that they deem unfit or unsuited or a threat to the government, or they can basically label you a domestic terrorist and just freeze all your money. Even if you're just a normal person, just talking, expressing yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you speaking out about some shit that they don't want you speaking out about, they can literally just deem you a criminal and shut your shit off. If that don't sound like social credit system to me, I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people talk shit about China's system. Like, oh, it's so, it's like they're slaves and like they're forcing people to act a certain way. It's like, well, that's the whole system, bro. Like that's what this shit is supposed to be made for. It's like I'm gonna rule with an iron fist. Like, if you don't do what I say, when I say it, how I say it, there's going to be immediate consequences. I can cut your lights off. I can cut your gas off in your house in the middle of winter time. I can do a bunch of crazy shit, just by like putting you in a certain category or putting you in a certain position. Like, I would suggest like you start researching different ways to like bring in passive income, land, rental properties, like stepping outside of your comfort zone, yield farming, dividends, crypto dividends, governance, staking, which is, like I said, basically crypto dividends, like staking rewards. Try to find platforms that give you a lot of interest on your crypto and stuff like that. Privacy coins, look into privacy coins like Monero, not just coins with privacy features, right? Because like there's a difference between privacy coins and coins with privacy features, like Zcash and like Dash. They have privacy features, but they're not necessarily privacy coins like Monero. Like, Monero was solely built for privacy. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, like, I think that's the coin that the government's been using the longest. You know what I'm saying? Especially like unsavory characters. You know what I'm saying? Because of the privacy features that it has. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of really secure. And then I find it really crazy that it's only sold on certain exchanges, even though it's been around for a long time. Like, you can only buy it from like certain exchanges and stuff. So, but anyway, I would get into that. I would start looking into stuff like that to try to like hide my money. Look into like getting hardware wallets, like a Trezor or a Ledger wallet. Those are good for getting your money off of the fucking exchange in case they want to ever like crash the exchange and try to create some type of blackout event, like, oh my God, guys, I don't know what happened, and the whole exchange went down. Oh, and by the way, all your money is gone. All your crypto got hacked. Sorry. Like, man, get your shit off of that exchange. Move it to a wallet. Move it to a secure wallet, man, to where that shit is not gonna crash and all that stuff. Get it. Put some in the squirrel away some crypto in the hardware wallet and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? And you can play around with the rest or whatever. But just know, I just wanted to touch on this shit, man. Like, and let everybody know, like, this shit is like, it's not a game. Like, this is a way for them to change the whole financial system. Like, the war, all that shit going on over there in Russia is like, it's all tied together, man. Like, it's all tied together. And I'm gonna be touching on this over the next couple of weeks and stuff, along with some other stuff. I gotta get caught back up with the community. I've been doing some other investments outside of the market and stuff, and doing a lot of research on that, so it's keeping me pretty busy. So, but I'm gonna touch base and get a lot of other requested topics. If you guys have anything you want me to talk about in particular, whatever, just hit my DM at the Builder, on Twitter, Antonio the Builder. You can hit me up, or the Builders Podcast on via Twitter, or hit my email up, builderslsb@gmail.com. You can email me or whatever if you got like a request or whatever for a certain topic or something like that, and I'll see if I can fit that in to the schedule so I can get all these episodes knocked out. But yeah, man, just let me know what you think. Let me know what you research. I'd love to hear what you guys been reading up on and things of that nature. So till next time, man. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Build or Destroy podcast with your host, Anthony Barber Jr., aka The Builder. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into all the tips and tricks you can use to boss your life up. If you're interested in expanding your mind and reaching your definition of freedom and how these ideas and views can be applied in the real world, tap in with us next week. As always, you can head over to www.builderslsb.com to cop some motivation, dope merch, and sign up to our email list. And don't forget to check out all the links and resources in the show notes. That's all for this episode, folks. And as always, boss up instead of laying down.